The story begins with Mordecai and Rigby doing chores under the hot sun, while complaining non-stop about how boring and repetitive everything is. As they rake leaves beside Muscle Man, they start joking about ridiculous nicknames people choose for themselves. Muscle Man proudly brags that he once considered naming himself Muscle Explosion, saying he regrets not legally changing it. Rigby laughs and says he would totally change his name if he could, just to have something unique and legendary. Mordecai mocks him, saying Rigby would pick something stupid like Trash Boat. The moment the phrase leaves Mordecai's mouth, Rigby freezes. His eyes widen. He insists that Trash Boat actually sounds awesome, cool, edgy, and totally unforgettable. Mordecai tries to take it back, telling him he was making a joke, but Rigby becomes obsessed with the name instantly. Determined to prove he is serious, Rigby runs off to legally change his name. He storms into the DMV-like government office, where unenthusiastic workers watch him fill out paperwork with reckless confidence. Mordecai arrives too late to stop him. When Rigby emerges from the building minutes later, he proudly announces that his new legal name is officially Trash Boat. Mordecai facepalms while Rigby poses like a rock star, convinced he will now be admired everywhere he goes. Back at the park, everyone is confused or horrified. Pops gently asks why he would choose such a name. High Five Ghost doesn't understand the meaning. Skips sighs, sensing problems ahead. Muscle Man laughs hysterically, screaming, "Your name is Trash Boat?" and immediately weaponizes it as a new insult. Benson, already annoyed by Rigby's behavior in general, loses his patience and tells him that no one will take an employee named Trash Boat seriously. But Rigby refuses to back down, insisting that Benson should respect the name because it's part of his identity. The next day, Rigby starts introducing himself as Trash Boat everywhere, acting cooler than before, trying to sound mysterious and rebellious. Instead of admiration, everyone mocks him. People giggle, strangers sneer, and even kids ask him why he named himself something that sounds like a garbage barge. Rigby becomes defensive and stubborn, refusing to admit the name was a terrible idea. As Rigby's embarrassment grows, the situation takes a sudden turn when a group of intimidating, tattooed street musicians approaches him. Their leader, a menacing rocker named The Urge, steps forward and demands to know why Rigby is using Trash Boat, because it's the name of his band. The Urge explains that Trash Boat is a sacred band name they spent years establishing in the underground rock scene. He tells Rigby he has no right to steal it and demands he give the name back. Rigby, still clinging to his pride, refuses. The Urge warns him that keeping the name will bring consequences. Later that night, The Urge and his crew return with their full band setup, blasting intense music in the park as a threat. They vow to continue harassing Rigby until he gives up the name. Mordecai tries to reason with Rigby, telling him this has gone too far. But Rigby, stubborn as ever, declares he'll never let go of Trash Boat because it represents his individuality. Mordecai snaps and tells him bluntly that Trash Boat only represents his stupidity. The band escalates their attacks, using increasingly ridiculous and dangerous rock-powered antics. They vandalize Rigby's belongings with graffiti reading, "Give back the name." They summon amplifiers that shoot sonic blasts powerful enough to shake buildings. Their rock energy grows so strong it becomes supernatural, summoning floating electric guitars, glowing drumsticks, and swirling tornadoes of music notes that destroy everything in their path. The whole park becomes an arena of chaotic rock-themed destruction. The climax hits when The Urge challenges Rigby to a final showdown. If Rigby loses a face-off against the band's sonic power, he must surrender the name forever. Rigby, terrified but too proud to back down, accepts. Mordecai supports him, even though he knows Rigby is in way over his head. The showdown takes place in an open clearing at night, illuminated only by glowing amps and flaming speakers. The Urge unleashes an enormous wave of musical energy that transforms into a giant spirit made of guitars and fire. Rigby tries to stand his ground, but the power overwhelms him instantly, sending him flying across the park. Mordecai rushes to help him, telling him that no name is worth this. Rigby finally breaks down, admitting he only changed his name because he wanted to be cool for once, but everything backfired. With his pride finally gone, Rigby stands back up and shouts to the urge that he gives up the name. Instantly, the musical chaos stops. The glowing monster collapses into sparks. The urge's expression softens as he tells Rigby that admitting defeat took more strength than fighting ever would. He reclaims Trash Boat as the rightful band name and leaves peacefully with his group. The next morning, Rigby returns to the government office to undo the name change. The workers, who are sick of seeing him, process the reversal begrudgingly. When Rigby walks out of the building with his real name restored, Mordecai pats him on the back, teasing him but also genuinely relieved. Back at the park, the others welcome the return of Rigby, though Muscle Man still teasingly calls him Trash Boat just to annoy him. Rigby groans, already regretting ever inventing the name. The episode ends with him muttering that he'll never legally change his name again.